what do you guys think about the MVP race this year? Because suddenly we walked into the All-Star game with two, like, it was clear-cut candidates, correct? Well, there was three. There was Joel Embiid, LeBron, and then there was Jokic. Two of those guys have dropped out of the race, it looks like. Have you seen the Vegas odds? Right now,
No.
Jokic, clear-cut favorite, not even close.
Who's after him?
What do you guys
Harden?
think about that?
Is Harden after him? Is Harden next?
Harden was, the last time I checked, which was a few days ago, Harden was plus 1,100. So if for anyone that doesn't know, if you bet $10, you would win $110. Okay. And Jokic was minus 110, which is if you bet $10, you would only win $9 back. You'd win $9. He's literally favored again. You wouldn't even win all of your money back. That's how favored he is. Wow. And I think second was Giannis.
Yeah, I have it in front of me, and Giannis is second. I automatically am going to cross out Giannis. I think it's
impossible.
It's impossible. There's no chance that he wins MVP 3 years in a row. I think my favorites at this time, and obviously this is depending on how the rest of the season plays out. Jokic, I'm rooting for him. I really have been rooting for a way for centers to make a comeback. And that's why I'm automatically like standing for Jokic, Embiid. Anyone that's a center, I'm behind you because I really want to see a NBA that also sees dominant centers in addition to dominant point forwards and dominant guards. But for me, it's going to be between Jokic and Damian Lillard. And if Luka could make a late season push, then him as well. And I think it's going to be between those three.
Dame. Oh, man. I forgot all about Dame, man. This guy is unbelievable, bro.
Dame's been great, but like, I mean, just taking a look at his numbers from last year to this year, it doesn't. So the MVP traditionally had a lot of storyline plays into it. And I feel like the Jokic storyline is not as built up as it should be. And that is partially part of the reason why someone could definitely come in and sneak in and win it. We could see a Harden. We could see a Dame. But if you look at Jokic's stats, if you look at what he's doing in Denver this season, he's been incredible. He's been unreal. I don't think he's just getting enough media attention possibly that's propelling him for, the clear-cut winner, even though currently Vegas odds does have him as the number one. But I mean, what do you guys think? I think he's not getting enough credit for the season he's putting up. Jokic isn't.
I agree. He's putting up near triple-double stats as a center, which is amazing to watch.
Unreal.
And he's crushing it with scoring as well. It's pretty much everything you'd want in a center, plus the ability to create offense for his teammates. So I really like what I'm seeing from Jokic. I think it could even result in a potential revolution in the NBA. Not even this year, but if he somehow is able to even build upon this next year, I feel like, and this is super bold, so you guys could come back and roast me for this if I'm wrong. I feel like he could eventually create the NBA's next big offensive revolution in a year if he's able to build upon what he's doing this year as well. But currently, I do agree with you in the sense that the problem is he's in Denver. The problem with Dame is he's in Portland. And I hate this, even as a Laker fan, I hate this. The fact that they're in smaller markets and they don't have as many nationally televised games means less people really get to watch how amazing these athletes are. And they don't get to appreciate their games as much. So I think that's going to work against him, and someone could potentially leapfrog him to steal that MVP from him.
Yeah, I'd say, well, hopefully the voters of the award, I'm sure. I think Jokic is going to end up with it. But as to your comment about leading a revolution, first of all, how insane is it that this man is 26 years old? He just turned 26.
Amazing.
Like we're watching Jokic right now and we're going, I can't believe what he's doing. But his game, as long as, everything holds up, his game is definitely not overly reliant on athleticism. So we could be watching Nikola Jokic dominate this league for a long time. Anyway, as to your point as to a center revolution, my big problem with that would be what we're watching in Jokic is something I don't think you could replicate. I don't think you could recreate this. It's his court vision and his just basketball IQ and his creativity when it comes to basketball is unmatched. It's on one of those, levels, especially at the center position. It's on one of those Steve Nash, Magic Johnson, type levels, I would say, of creating for your teammates. I don't think you're going to have many 7-footers growing up I don't think it's possible for many 7-footers growing up around the world to recreate that. You can get guys that can learn to shoot the three, like Steph, his whole thing, he wasn't the only one that started shooting threes a ton more, but a lot of people have, pointed to Steph as the key to the surge in 3-point shooting. And all it takes for that is for people to go and start practicing threes more, practicing their shooting more. You can't practice court vision. You can't practice basketball IQ to that extent. Yes, you can watch film and everything, but there are some things that you're just born with.
It's kind of fascinating for a guy that, one, was drafted in the second round, and two, is famous for drinking 3 liters of Coca-Cola every day.
What is the story with that, with him? Do you guys remember, first of all, it's gotten swept under the rug, the Joel Embiid, Shirley Temple stories. We never hear that anymore. But do you remember he used to get pictures of Shirley Temple sent to his room daily, it was said, and only chicken fingers? You don't know this, Mike?
I did not know this. I saw him eat a cheeseburger before.
When he was a young player, Joel Embiid nightly would have pictures of Shirley Temple sent to his room and chicken fingers, to the point where the national media picked it up and ran stories on it. And he either does it in secret now, maybe he's sipping Temples in secret, I don't know, but I haven't heard of it since. I usually drink 3 or 4 pitchers of Shirley Temples a day. That's what he said.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what a Shirley Temple is.
It's like it's like 7-Up or Sprite mixed with this cherry syrup. Imagine Sprite with a lot more sugar flavoring in it.
Yeah, it's like a cherry. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Okay. And it could be alcoholic or non-alcoholic, but he's talking about the non-alcoholic one. Pretty sure if he was drinking 4 pitchers of alcoholic Shirley Temples, he might be.
Yeah,
he might have a lot more problems than just potential diabetes.